What's up, everybody? Magmaster here. Welcome to Sunday's Confession. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's having some fun. Hell yeah, there we go. I know I'm being heard when I'm getting some feedback here. So I hope everybody's doing well on this Sunday. Hey, Milana, welcome back. Hey, Sean, thanks again for backing up during the stream. Hey, everybody, welcome again to Sunday's Confession. I got a good show today. We got a guest that will be coming on. Somebody that a lot of you guys can actually follow path. Somebody that has been in the scene, not too long ago. If you compare there to some of the original gangsters around, but paid a path, for himself, and is today, somebody that is well known in the community and serves also the French community very well. But before we go to that, I got a few things I'd like to go through with you guys. Now, listen, you guys, how I always end my podcast usually. I always end my podcast by, stating to you guys that if ever you go downtown, to make a little brown paper bag lunch for somebody in need, all metropolitan across North America have a homeless population that is a little too high, problematic. And, as long as there's always one homeless on the street, I think the community should be always there, to try and help him, even if it's just one. So I always tell people at the end of the podcast, make a little brown paper bag, put, a sandwich in there with a juice and a granola bar at least, and to give it somebody in. Now, if I say that myself, I've filmed it. I've done a few videos at one point a while back, because there was somebody that doubted me. Here's why I've never done a lot of videos about this, but I'm gonna tell you guys I got an idea coming up, and I need you guys. I'll need you guys to participate in this. But here's the reason also why, guys. So as many of you know my biography, I was once homeless in my life. And now giving is really it's the most beautiful thing there is. And even though your intention of giving is 100% of heart, when you film the action, okay? So if let's say, you're somebody like me that says, what, I'm going to go downtown, I'm going to distribute, all these lunches, and I'll film it. I'll film every single interaction I'll have, Now you'll get probably just, all good majority of interaction will be good. What you don't know is that the person sitting down may not feel comfortable being filmed. But if he's really in dire need at that specific time, he may not tell you that, okay? He may not tell you he doesn't want to be filmed. He might tell you that he doesn't want to one day have, his picture on Facebook show up and his mother knows about it, So that's why I always tell people it's always tricky when you want to film, a good action, because it can take out the spotlight anyways of the intention. But here's my idea, guys. So it's being formulated. It's just a draft, not right now. So you'll hear it again. But if it hits a chord with you right now, if something right now I'm gonna say says, you know what, I'd like to do that. Don't let it get away. Okay, remember it and let's do this. So every year, at least once a year, I do what I call a lunch run. I make about, I'd say roughly about 50 bags. I get usually about a loaf or two of bread and make only sandwiches. Buy about 3-4 boxes of granola bars, and buy about the packs of 24 of juices. And then I go downtown just one day and just distribute those lunches, especially in the summertime. Not because of convenience for me, because the guys are easier to find also. So, and logistically, of course, is easier. Now, in the winter time, some of the guys know I do what I call the sleeping bag run. I did not do it this year because of the COVID. Hopefully, we can do that next year. But for this year, for the summer, here's what is my idea, guys. All right, I'd like to make one day an official day. Okay, I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna try to find out if there's actually a record of this. Okay, and it seems there's not. So we could create the first world record for the most lunch bag distributed in one day to homeless people. And here's my goal. I want each and one of you to participate. What we're going to do is called a Super Sunday's Confession of 2 hours. And I want anyone that wants to participate in their city to at least a minimum of 10 lunch bags. All right. And with your phone, go downtown in your local downtown area and distribute them. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you as a past somebody that's been homeless with bad experience and what I just told you about filming it. Okay. Now, when you go to the person you want to interact, just ask him real quick, do you mind if I film? And if he says yes, okay, go ahead. And here's what I want to do is a 2-hour special where you guys are going to be live. You'll be able to let me know, hey, Steph, this is, I know whoever from San Francisco. I got somebody here that'd like to talk to us, a little bit. Some guys will love it, and you will make their day, man. You will give them attention that they require. You'll give them the attention of the human, okay? The listening, the letting him talk is sometimes greater than the lunch bag itself, okay? So that's what I want to do. And what I wanted to be all across North America, Europe, everywhere around the world. If you're anywhere around the world and you're in a metro, a developing country, and you're in a metropolitan, start thinking about it. We would do it probably around the end of July and August, giving us enough time to organize this. All right. So we would pick one day, one Sunday, okay, about all the same time. Now, it would be different time zones, right? But it does not matter because we would all go within the same time frame, depending on the time zone we're in. All right. We'll try to organize that too. And we'll go distribute that one day. We'll count. We'll see, we'll count everybody that participates, how many lunch bags we'll be able to distribute, and how many people we can help. So if anyone is into this, please reach out to me in DM. All right. If you want to participate in your local, DM me. If you got other ideas to add to it, DM me. Just let me know. And yeah, so that's it. So I'm working on that because I was telling myself that since I do it on a yearly basis, why not this time try to get other people to get involved? So, and imagine then I started thinking, going, oh my God, I wonder how many lunch bag, if other people participate in other cities, how many lunch bag in a day can we distribute? How many people can we help? And then started, doing some rough numbers, calculating St. Louis, Cincinnati, San Francisco, Montreal, Calgary, Vancouver, calculating those cities and saying, let's say we give, per city a minimum of at least 10 to 20 lunch bags. It meant you would be surprised how many people we could help. So I didn't get a lot of this is awesome, and I'm technically still homeless. Well, Masashi, here's the thing, dude. So being homeless, it didn't stop me from helping other brothers. Trust me, dude. It's not because you find yourself in a situation that you can't help your brother, helping your brother, the person. That's right, the guy right beside you, man. So listen to me. Let me tell you something. For example, we're going to be helping, but for some people, making 10 lunch bag could be 5% of their liquidity they have on them. I'm not a rich guy. Sometimes putting $100, $150 to make these lunch bags on in some period of times in my life have been almost impossible. It took almost every penny out of my pockets. And the guy, that was going with his BMW distributing pizza, well, him, it was just a question of time and effort, where me it was time, effort, and there was a financial, sacrifice that I had to do. So, yeah, thanks, ma'am, Musashi. I really appreciate that, dude. Fast, what up? So that's it. So if there's anybody else out there, I'm also going to start communicating to some OG artists to see if they'd like to do something in that order, or maybe try to participate in some way. And I would want it to make it one day. Now I know a lot of people could, if you have an NFT idea, go ahead there, send it to me by DM. But it has nothing to do really with the NFT. I don't want to make a project out of this. It's not something that I just wanted to make a big bang on one day. That's it. That's all, man. That one day, make a big of influence. And if we can get any media coverage, because we're doing this and all well organizing and synchronized, and we do this across North America and everywhere else, and we get some media visibility, well, fuck any visibility in the media for this cause, the homeless crisis. And homeless hits everything. It hits from the teenagers that are on the street because of drugs to to veterans that serve their country honorably but are just left out in the cold. So homelessness is not just because of drug users. I never used drugs. I've never touched coke. I've never touched any other drugs but weed. I've only touched weed in my life, okay? But yet I found myself 6 years struggling on the street. Okay, so that's why there's a lot of prejudice, sometimes. All right, so going on the 311 mark. Listen, guys, the next guest I'm going to be inviting over is you get these gut feelings about people, right? You kind of we say don't judge, but yet we always being in this kind of society, we get these feelings about people, right? We get these vibes. And when this guy reached out to me, and I felt like, holy shit, is he a brother, or was I adopted or something? Because I felt the same vibe as me. He's always supportive towards everybody in the community. When he came in this community, that's how he started, by just supporting others and reading about what projects are going on, and he got involved in project. And our guest is Omi. Omi will mute, but just before, I'm going to add also, and Omi also was part of the Francophone community, and they created a community and a token, a social token called Pika. And Pika is very, very solid right now. Very good social token. One that is actually not as known, because being from the Francophone community, I don't hear Pika at all anywhere else. And yet, Pika is a social token that Omi can talk a little bit more about, but has some very good, solid backing in there. Omi, I see you're muted. I'll mute. You should be able to unmute. There you go. What's
Yep.
up, brother?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, man,
You
I'm doing
you hear me
good.
well?
Oh, I hear you perfectly. Loud and clear, 10 on 10.
Amazing. So yeah, for the PK, well, we're still in communication with Triroll to have a new V2 coming, a V2 coming, and it should be out next week. We should have the new token and start the redistribution and everything.
Okay, so what happened? How come when you guys decided to go with a V2? Is it in
Uh,
correlation?
well, well, technically, like after the act, there was about two 2 or 3 year of distribution out into But's wallet. So even if we would have put back liquidity in the pool or tried to stay with the same token, we would just have been drained for I don't know how much time. So it wasn't. It was way more straightforward to just create a new token and make a manual swap for migration for everybody.
Okay,
We'll have
okay,
the support of Triroll, which is amazing. Yeah,
good. Happy to hear that. So good for you guys, because let me tell you, you guys have built Les Collectionneurs, right?
yeah,
So many.
exactly. The
Yeah,
Le Collectionneur. Yeah,
yeah.
well,
So
it's crazy because the hack happened about 2 hours after we got listed on CoinGecko, and we had a wave of new investors coming. So it's like it was a big hit. Yeah.
now Les Collectionneurs is a little bit, if you want to say it, you can compare it almost to a TokenSmart French version community, right?
Good. We're especially focused on NFTs, and we try to like educate the French community about the different niche. We have a lot of activities. We touch about gaming, art, the apparel and clothing industry, les vêtements.
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, pretty much everything. We have a program like it's like a school where you have some really good and talented people that can start launch a course. Like we have a 3D course, a programming course, and people can subscribe and learn to do these. Uh, yeah, we do a lot of things right now. I'm working on pushing a bit more on the gaming side of the community to have more blockchain gaming activities, explore new games, things like that. We have a museum that's almost finished in Crypto Voxel where we're gonna expose a French artist. There's a lot coming. It's super nice.
Well, my NFT featured a artist that was directly recommended and was curated by also through the collectioner.
Yes,
And
exactly.
who was it again? Can you recall it?
Oh, I would have to get the book later, the
Yeah, me
magazine.
too. I
It
forgot
was
there.
February, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. But
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, yeah. Because here's the one thing also, Omi, that I will give props to the collectioner. But I also think this would be true for any server that is niche to a specific community, meaning like this one being the French community. The collectioner server is a very active server and a very tight knit community. You can go on the collectioner on a 24-hour basis and you'll have two three guys in voice just chatting away a
Yeah.
little bit about everything and NFTs. So you feel a tight knit community comparing, like even though TokenSmart is a tight knit community,
Yeah, pretty
it
much.
has a different feel and vibe to it, even more closeness
That's
in the
that's what got me hooked. Like I started to go there to play Blancos when it got out, and after a couple time playing Blancos, I just started to be there every day and just we're just in voice reading, checking projects, and finding things, trying to follow the latest trends and everything. Super great.
Right. Here's the confession question. What has been
Yeah.
what has been Mag NFT's influence in Omi? So I remember when you came around at the beginning, asking a few questions to me, and today I'm the one going to you for questions.
Well, honestly, um, before I met you in the well community. Actually, we met in the well community, and then I joined the well punk. I was a bit like in my corner, and I was helping, but only in private messages, and not like I'm really shy. Like I stay in my and I saw that you were like connecting people and like helping everybody and just going forward people and starting to talk in the chats and everything. I said like, damn, if I don't do something similar or like start to get out of my comfort zone, I'm never gonna get anywhere in this space. You know what I mean?
And dude, you did it masterfully and magically. And you know what? That's what I tell everybody too. I'm a loner too. Don't ask me to be in a party for 12 hours straight. No fucking way. But at the same time, I tell everybody that if you gotta, you gotta be out there. If you want to be known and if you want to have, some type of success, and you're not a programmer or you're not, within a project, you need to be supportive of others in different ways and also to be outgoing. And I think you did it massively. And what rocks is also, Omi, is that I remember I met you in the well server. Then we came and when we found out that we closely live together, meaning we're both from the province of Quebec, we're both francophone. What I remember is that when Le Collectionneur started, I was there too. Um, Man, you jumped in there like you know what? I was, it was almost some people would think, oh, me, that you were maybe one of the starting founders of my collection, but it's true
Yeah.
because of your participation.
Yeah. Well, I see. Like, it was an opportunity for me because, like, in English, yeah, I've been like in crypto for 3 or 4 years now, so I'm pretty fluent in English. But like, when it comes to talk like we're doing right now, I still have to like think twice, and it's 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 still hard a bit. So like when I saw that I found the French community, it really helped me like be more agile, and then having them explain things that I read in English and French helped me understand those things so much better. Like I feel like in a couple months with Le Collectionneur, it like really improved everything I learned in 3 years, like tenfold. And
Oh,
then
absolutely. Oh,
yeah,
absolutely. No, listen, that's why I wanted to, when I told you, can want to come in as a guest, was that because I knew you could represent the Collectionneur server, and the Collectionneur really achieved it. And that's why I was talking about Pika being the token that represents the community. There's a reason why it has a good backing and a good social backing is because of it. Is because you know what, you guys built a community like I said. Now I don't compare like the dynamics. Actually, I don't compare. I can. I don't know why I'm not doing it. So you guys are comparable to the TokenSmart in the French community. Now your niche are a little bit different, like you said, in more NFT art and gaming,
yeah,
but at the same time, the dynamic and the structure of the server is identical. It's the same vibe, same feel.
yeah.
I know, like, and I think, like when I said at the beginning, the reason I think also this closeness is there is because of being more specific in the culture, being
Well,
French.
you
I
know
like, yeah, go ahead.
that comes. I think that's a lot because like the same reason I'm in Token Smart. Like when I think like there's an energy, that a vibe, a spirit that's similar. You know what I mean? Like, and we all met in well, but when I look at it, it's definitely like the spirit, the energy, and the objectives are quite similar. So yeah, it's sure that it's natural that there's something really like in both sides. And Token Smart is such an example to all the metaverse community, I think. So for sure, yeah,
Yeah,
you're
because
gonna see.
no, there's no like. Listen, Well's purpose was never to be a community acts around like token smart tokens. That's why I find that like if people would tell me what's a good balance, a well with a token smart is a good balance. You'll get well being how a community can build a strong project within a specific niche, being the well niche. And then you also can see token smart where you can see, yeah, now, Well is one of the strongest community, but look, there's so many other avenues and other communities available to you also. Oh, did I lose you, Omi?
There's someone that's asking what the links are.
Well, we got two links here. The first one is the actual website. So the Le Collectionneur does have their own website that you can visit at lecollectionneur.org. And of course, their Twitter that I do encourage you guys to follow if you know any French. It's a really good Twitter to follow. It's a French community oriented, of course, community. But that is their Twitter, and I do invite you to follow it. But yeah, like I was stating about Well and TokenSmart. Now, also, Omi, what are you specifically into though? Is there anything in project wise where either a team is saying we want got an eye on you, or do you yourself personally have anything in NFT art or gaming that you are trying to get into?
Well, I really kind of developed a liking to communities more than projects themselves this year. Like in the past, I was more like focused on Axie or like games, but like with the discovery of social currencies and blockchain gaming guilds, all those like communities that touch more projects that are more agile. That's kind of where I found my sweet spot. I think I like to like regroup people and launch project and touch a bunch of different NFT project. Yeah, there's gaming, but I'm really liking the collecting side of NFTs too these days.
And that's
That's
what.
what I was doing the les collectionneurs. But like, yeah, if I could like launch a nice blockchain gaming guild. Right now, I'm working with a couple friends on a play to earn program, Burgerlands in League of Kingdom, and I'm part of a guild in Axie Infinity. Les collectionneurs is a social currency token. So yeah, I'm pretty much into communities.
Yeah, and which, and like I was going to say, that's what made this community grow so well and solidly, is that you had two type of people. You had people that wanted to work specifically on one hardcore project, and then you had guys like me. When I said that, was wondering if you were my brother, and then you have these guys like you and me, is like, we want to support this ecosystem and as a whole,
No.
so and
Yeah,
having those two collide together within the blockchain allowed it to grow to the state that we're at.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
So I'm not going to leave you short. I do have two other questions. The other one is that, so you stated to us that you came in, and I remember I was talking about some things on me, and you were saying I was bringing back memories. What got you actually into crypto itself?
The hope of a better world.
Where did you hear it? Where's the first time you hear Bitcoin?
Uh, 2017. I had a bit of money at the end of the year, and I was looking for what to do with it. And me and a friend, we started to look at gold, and then a friend said you should look at Bitcoin. And I think I dropped everything, and I started to be like 24/7 on my computer trying to get that thing. Yeah, like in the traditional financial system, I never found my place and I always struggled. So when I saw that like a blockchain could keep a record of my finances instead of me having 100 books at home and trying to figure out what's happening where, like even just like organization wise, it was like way more, I don't know how to say it, like useful to me. And like the fact that everything in blockchain made sense to me. Like the fact that you can verify everything. If all the companies and everything would be on blockchain, we could verify what they're doing. Obviously, there's private blockchain and all those concepts, but utopic, if we just stay utopic, like you can check who's doing what, what's up, and I think it's a big incentive for everybody to do their to stay legit. If you know,
Well, the
if
words.
if everybody's on the same page and exposed at the same level, I think everybody's incentivized to stay fair.
Two important words and important words. Open ledger. That's what it means. That's all it
Yeah,
is. It's
exactly.
you know, don't complicate it. Don't make it worse as it is. It's an open ledger system, meaning that
Yeah,
it's stamped, it's there, and anybody can verify it. So that what of course,
yeah.
that's
Even
the secret of the pudding.
even politics. Like when I always been a bit of a rebel, and when I saw blockchain, I said the day that we vote on blockchain is the day I'm gonna start to vote and really give attention to that topic. You know what I mean? That's like my strike.
Well, here's the thing. Also, I think to have adopted blockchain even in 2017. Okay, so 2017, I would put it that's the latest, but 2017 and prior to that, to have
Yeah,
to have adopted the blockchain in any type of way, you had to have something rebellious inside of you against the system that we have. Because if you believe the system that we have was equable, and everything else that comes with it, then you would have never wanted to invest in it, because you would have said there is no, why do we, you would have never been able to grasp what this was.
yeah,
But
and
if you
it's presented as a danger for it. So
And believe me, if there's somebody in the world that believes in conformity, it's me. if somebody that's a little bit more conservative than actually the majority of the community members, I could say that I know I am maybe a little bit more conservative, but yet, yeah, I don't believe that I think the system is upside down. Let it be left, right, or center. I don't care where the political spectrum you want to be in. Let it be, anywhere. There, you got to recognize there's something wrong. So, and I think if you want to be able to adopt blockchain to its fullest, yeah, you need to realize that, realize the potential of the blockchain to make a financial change, and give accessibility, and opportunity to
Yeah.
people that never thought would be possible.
Exactly.
Hey, dude, I thank you so much for being in the podcast. I know you have a curfew for 9:30 tonight. I know your mother told you that tonight she wants you home at 9:30, man. Okay. Well, am I lying? I just want a yes or no question so the people know that I'm not I'm connected here. I don't want a reason. I just want a yes or no. Isn't it true? You got a curfew at 9:30 tonight. I heard. Is that true?
No, I think it's 8 actually.
Oh,
But
you wait.
I don't.
Are you in the red zone? Are you like in the? No, you're not in the deep
I
red.
think yeah. I'm in Hochelaga, Maisonneuve in Montreal.
Oh
Yeah,
shit, man. Yeah, I think you're 8 p.m.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm
it,
red
man.
zone
Yeah,
deep
that's
down.
it. Yeah, you be home for 8, man. You make sure to be home for 8.
Yeah. Well, my home and my life is in the metaverse these days, so no big deal with that.
Well, like I told my friend at Montreal, he only sees his girlfriend. I said, hey, no problem. If the curfew's at 8, you can drop her off at my house. I got an hour and a half more.
That's it.
All
Trying to
right.
tweak around the lines. All right. Thank you for inviting me. Seriously, it's a surprise, and I'm happy we had to chat, and everybody can know a bit more about me. Sometimes
Hey,
I feel a bit random, so it's cool.
hey, Omi, you're not just listen, I'm gonna give you props here. You're not just random, Omi. You know what? You are from the same fiber as the Easons, the Dab Dragons, the Magmasters, the BB Studios, the fiber of supporting others. You have that. I see it. You're constantly helping others. You're building communities without being the project leader. Les collectionneurs, like I stated, I've had people would think that you were a founder. Why is that? Because of the support implication that you gave to others and the help that you provided to them. I lift my hat to you. You're part of this. You have the hammer and you're hitting nails and you're building the
Thanks.
house with us.
I look up a lot to all the names you just named. You guys are awesome. All. Yeah.
Well, you can count as being on one of them now, so there's no doubt about it, man. And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that to be nice on me. I'm saying it because you know me. There's no bullshit. It's called Sunday's Confession because we say it straight and truthfully here. So, cheers, man. I really appreciate it. Hey, Alex, I know you're listening, man. If ever you want, because I was thinking of you during this conversation, naturally. But Alex, now only to talk about the if I'm correct, I think you also built a Spanish server. If I'm correct, right, Alex? You created a community for also the only Spanish speaking community. If ever you want to jump in, just jump in. Just tag me there and say I want to jump in, and maybe you can come and talk about that.
Yeah, that'd be
I know.
great.
Yeah, Omi. Here's the thing, dude. So, and I've been saying this for a long time. I always like the TokenSmart server vision. Satoshi Initiative, I tried to do it. Unfortunately, I think it was too early in the game when we tried to push it. And I always stated that you need a TokenSmart for almost all the communities. So you see it with the Colleccionar being that type of community. And if there's one community that is very involved in the blockchain, it is the Spanish-speaking community from all around the world.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised.
Well, yeah, you see them on the listen, and here's what's cool about this community: they're very participative. Foxy, Doctor, just to name a few. Alex is one of them. There's so many from the Spanish community, and they're there, man, with a lot of love, a lot of grace, and it just rocks. So
Nationality, yeah.
yeah, bandita, you know, and us
Yes.
being, us being French, we do have a little bit of Latin in us, and also, but
Yeah.
yeah, I know
A lot
absolutely.
of Latin people, lot of Spanish people in Montreal. I've lived around Spanish people and people from all over the world all my life.
Well, I don't want to, well, actually, I think, Omi, we're both in the same boat here. You know my position on how
Yeah,
beautiful Quebec, beautiful the country of Quebec, well, province there, but whatever, country of Quebec is. It's a beautiful country, and Montreal is a bastion of multiculturalism.
exactly. Yeah,
I think if but people think multiculturalism cannot succeed, if you think communities cannot
uh,
mix well together, come to Montreal.
yeah. Montreal is a proof that it's possible. Like even when I was 14, it was like kind of my pride. I was coming from a neighborhood full of Indian people and Spanish people, Black people, and it was all cool. And then I moved to another neighborhood, almost only Spanish. Another neighborhood like there's people like Italian from everywhere. You meet people from everywhere. One of my best friend was from Trinidad, another one from Salvador, and yeah, that's it.
And O- Omi, here's and we're getting off a little bit of topic, but here's why. When I was studying because I skipped from political science to go to philosophy and political science, I actually was doing a write up on this. Is that why was Montreal so successful on this stage? Why was it able to unite all these different communities and blend them together with complete harmony? Is the festivals we have in the summertime on a weekly basis venues that introduce us to different cultures,
Hmm.
okay?
Hmm.
And that is, people don't realize, has a psychological effect for the community. Give you the best example, right? I'm from a very small town that even I was racialized because I was Greek, yet I'm white and I got a Greek last name, and I was from a small town that it was only French Quebecers, and I was being teased. When I came to Montreal, I saw a multicultural city, and one of them was the minority community. And when I saw les Afriques de la nuit, les Afriques au
Pays
Belvédère,
d'Afrique.
oh man, like I
Yeah.
started to know the Asian community, how much amazing, and all these, the women are just loving and caring. I learned about the how the different cultures between what's the Africa and Haiti and Jamaica, because they were all three of them being the three major communities, well representative there with their culture and their food, their language,
Yeah.
and I think that is the success of the community of Montreal. And Jean Drapeau being one of the biggest mayor, is one of the guys who's responsible, because he opened up, the public spaces in the downtown Montreal, two venues that brought culture into our venues.
Mhm. Yeah, I think you nailed it. Like, it's because of all the events and all the festivals that it kind of break that cultural shock. In French, we say choc culturel, but yeah, like when people they see new things that they're not used to in their hometown or their country, like there's a shock. It's called a cultural shock. And when you get to Montreal, first we gotta be conscious that people don't get here necessarily because they want to. Immigration, it's a lot because of sad things happening around the world. So like they come here ready to adapt, and we're already used to all being like mixed from everywhere in the world. So there's a lesser shock, so people can adapt more easily, I think. Yeah.
Well, because you brought that up, the culture shock. I have a story for you, Omi, and this happened when I was in high school. So I'm in fourth year of high school, being I'm 16 years old, and we had an exchange program. And this is, and I every time I talk to my buddies, this was unreal. So it was with, are you ready? A little town called Lenoir City in Lexington, Kentucky. Okay, down in that area. And it was a small town, and Lenoir has a very French historical background, and that's why the exchange had, been done. And the exchange was we went to spend 1 week over down in Tennessee and Kentucky. We did like a little round, but we did Lenoir and all of that area because it's on the line of Kentucky and Tennessee. And it was pretty, sorry for the expression, people, very redneck. Okay, very different than Canada, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, listen, like I won't tell you the story about that night when I slept there. Anyways, there's a deer that's in the woods. The father woke up with a 357 going outside. 357, homie.
Yeah, I see the
It's
big picture.
shooting wildly in the dark in the woods. Like, yeah, there was no neighbors. It was like a farm thing, but it just shooting out of nowhere, like right in the woods.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So and then the guy. So me. It was a girl. Okay. So and imagine a girl. Okay. So it's essential for the story. And so we're all the classes. And when they came here, I was raised and born though in Hull, Quebec. But when the exchange came, we had planned to go to La Ronde in Montreal. So we go to La Ronde. Everything goes fine at La Ronde. La Ronde was fine. But then in the evening, we brought everybody. Are you ready? To the village. Now,
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, okay. And these guys are from Tennessee. Now, people that don't know what the village is in Montreal is the gay community.
Yeah.
Montreal after, so
But
people
like,
don't know this. Yeah, and
yeah.
and this, by the way, guys, I can show you the numbers. This is really true, and trust me, it's there. So Montreal's the second biggest gay community in North America. So the first one is San Francisco. Economically, San Francisco is the number one destination for the gay community in North America. And
And
number
it's an
two,
amazing neighborhood. It's an amazing
it's
neighborhood. It's just
beautiful.
if you've
But
never
wait,
been there or you're not like ready mentally or like if you're not in that state of mind, it can be a shock. Definitely.
when we went, it's in July. And why we went was because it was the Pride Week. All right.
Okay, nice.
The
Yes.
girl. Okay, so number one, these guys had never were never exposed to homosexuality. I
Yeah.
think. Okay, so listen, the girl, Omi, I am so dead serious. When we were up, like we're just starting at the village, like we're at the height of like Mado, like only a block within. She was sweating because how she was uncomfortable. Sweating.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, sweating. So it shows you as a human how we are conditioned. Because look at me, I was laughing my head off, but yet I'm human like her, right? So what?
Yeah, definitely.
But this is where when you get older and you start rethinking, and then you realize how it's amazing who we are as human. That's what I'm fascinating by the human. Because we had a girl my age that was physically sweating. So can you imagine the emotional burden for have a physical manifestation? And yet it shouldn't be like that. This girl should have never felt the way she was because she was in a community of people that loved people from the same sex.
Yeah,
That's all
I'm
it is,
totally with you in that. Yeah.
you know? And basically it saddened me because there's one thing, Omi, that you will agree with me. I'm so thankful to be born here because let me tell you, if I want to go out dancing and have a good night with the girls, I'm going to the village. I'm straight. I won't pick up any girls probably, or you'd be surprised by
Don't
the way
get me
there.
wrong. My funnest the nights where I had the most fun was where I was going to the village with my girlfriends. Like I had a bunch of friends that were all girls, and we were going to the gay clubs, and I was getting crazy fun. Like not feeling judged, just laughing my ass off. Like yeah, it was some of my best memories were in the village.
Hey, and you'll agree with me. If it's like a hot summer of July, okay, make it a very hot human summer of July, Montreal. You go to the sky on the on the balcony up there at the patio where they have a swimming pool, a jacuzzi, and it's all in wood, like coba banana, like almost like if you're like in Cuba,
Yeah.
dude. If you go on top of that thing, you feel like you're like somewhere like in Venezuela or Copacabana there, like with all the palm trees and the bamboo, and it feels amazing. You're like, oh my god, why would I take a plane for a trip? Look, I got it all here, and the party's so alive. It's just it's a great yeah. I say Venezuela a lot, Pandita, because I've been to Venezuela. I've been to Caracas, and then I took a boat to go to Margarita Island, and I stayed at the Governor's General, Governor's Hotel in Margarita Island, and it was absolutely a beautiful trip. Unfortunately, I was stuck in the hotel for 5 days because there was a shooting in Caracas, and they put a curfew. So it was but yeah, it was pretty unbelievable. But yeah,
Yeah,
Montreal is a beautiful, in North America. Here's what's a shame is that, of course, the homeless population, is growing everywhere in all the metropolitan areas in North America. But unfortunately, San Francisco has been a spike that is uncontrollable and that has changed the face of the city itself. So
yeah.
yeah, so it is
Mm.
very unfortunate. But if you go to Montreal as a multicultural, openness society, open to differences, I think Montreal, people may tell me, is it perfect? Oh, it's not perfect. There's stupid people anywhere around the world. We're 10
Yeah.
billion. We're 10 billion people on Earth. You can't expect 10 billion to be straight and fucking right. So there's stupid people around the world, but I mean, as a community and as a societal community, we're doing pretty good. And I think we still have a lot of room for improvement, especially like in the States. We gotta stop rationalizing the community. But here's the thing, Omi, you'll agree with me, being having a hell of a life. We got to stop rationalizing anything that is minority, not just in race, but in culture and social patterns. Look, we're racializing the homeless population by incarcerating, giving them tickets on a constant basis. A ticket for what? What do you want them to do? The principle of a ticket in society is a detriment to not doing something again. Okay. Now, if you
Yeah.
give a ticket to a homeless person for being homeless, what the hell are you doing? You're adjudicating because of his social status. So
Yeah.
yeah, it gets me angry that
Me
because it's
too.
stupid. I and it's weird on me
And that,
because hey, yeah, go ahead.
and that's the hard part to changing. Like it literally need like education on multiple generation for it to change.
No, no, I think and also that's a social debate there, and I'm not going to start politics here on Sunday's Confession. I just think right now is that everybody's camped in their extremism on both camps. I think defunding the police is not an option. I think defunding is stupid. You need police, but I think we need to refocus police and their their only mandate of what is their true mandate. Here's what I mean. Back in the 90s, we started to put social workers with police officers, right? So now, but here's the thing, yeah, why? So why do we incorporate a resource but yet utilize the police again? So we should have created an independent resource where the police officers are not the forefront of that resource. Why are you putting a social? Oh, we don't want to criminalize them. Well, you're having a cop with a social worker. You're still giving the cop the mandate to be responsible of an issue that he should not be even there for. I know. Um, because between you and me, if you dial 911 and you call and you say, listen, there's a homeless bum panhandling in front of my store, okay? And you send the police. Well, okay. Now, if you call the police and you say a homeless man is beating up somebody, or it doesn't matter if he's homeless or if he's not, they're going to show up. And then that's where the police should come. There's a
Yeah,
co-violence.
that's it.
That's it. But when a homeless is sitting on the front door of a goddamn, he's in front of McDonald's panhandling, well, you don't send the police there. You say, and that, now, if people say, yeah, but it might escalate. Well, like normal population, when I have a fight with, I don't know, my neighbor or the Tim Horton girl because she took too long, we're not calling the police right away. but yet there is an intervention. There is some type of intervention done, yet there's no police involved. So that's why, I never understood society. We took policing to another level and made it a community. Remember, like, the community policing? That was great in the 90s and 80s, don't get me wrong. But now we should change those police communities by resource centers instead, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point. For many department of society, like their power is way outside of what it should be.
Well, the problem is also is that, unfortunately, and this, when we say democracy is fragile, guys, it is. Here's why. The police, like, you know what? I know for a fact that if I take 100 cops right now, and I tell them, listen, you're gonna go stop this manifestation, yeah. Out of the 100 cops, there may be like maybe 10, 20, 100, whatever. There's at least one of them that is sympathetic towards the cause and doesn't want to go there and start hitting people with a stick, because saying, listen, they're peaceful and I'm kind of on their side. But yet, why? Because the police is the executive branch of our laws. So if our political influencers are utilizing the police, okay, like both sides are doing politically right now in all countries, okay, you're utilizing, you shouldn't. The police only have one mandate. They should just be there for only security reason. That's it, that's all. And stop utilizing the police for other reasons. They're not resources. These guys have high school, and they only need a high school in a way, because you know what? Yeah, you need to know how to handle a gun, how to write a ticket, and how to also be, disciplined to not to break the law yourself.
It's a touchy subject, honestly. It's hard to know.
Yeah, no, totally agree with you. And like I said, also,
Like I've heard like so much of like about like the lack of training and like traditions in their inside the job. Like it's like you have those that want to really like be there for the population, and you have those that are police officers for personal purpose. You know what I mean? Like power
the only,
trip, or like, you know what I mean?
the only thing I was happy, and like I said, you can see that I'm not the left, like really, defund and everything. I'm not to that, side of the political views. But yet, there's one thing that I was so happy and that I always call for is accountability. I don't care who the fuck you are, a judge, a prime minister, a police. You're accountable for your actions at the same level as anybody else. And when that cop got found guilty on all three charges, I was excited, I was happy, and I finally felt justice, not for myself, not for my community, but for a community that's been calling it for so fucking long and never got it. So I'm at least, I know, as a white person, I'm saying finally, the white elite understood that accountability has
It's a
no
big
background
message.
color. Yeah, it has no social
Yeah,
fucking.
it's a big message.
Well, do big message. You know what? I said that, and then I saw the reaction of both sides, and then I realized, you know what? Yeah, it wasn't a big event. It was a necessary event, because big event would mean that it would have changed everything, and I'm not sure, because that's one of them. And you know what? And like I said, I'm on the other, like I'm a little bit more on the little right side, but I want accountability. I want accountability. Now we got it once, good. Don't fuck up again. And it doesn't matter if he's white, black, yellow, green. I don't care if he comes from Mars. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
I just want him to be accountable for who he is and what he does in life.
Yeah, and that comes up to why I've been so hooked by blockchain in the first place. It's a tool for us to make people accountable for what they do.
Jackpot, what a way to close it up, dude. Exactly. Because but that's what it is, and you know what's beautiful about accountability, dude? It grows you as a human. If you're able to be accountable for the mistakes you made, It always been said, it's not how far you've fallen, but how hard you rise, right? And why we say that is because also of that word, accountability. If I'm able to take accountability for the mistakes I've made, then there's a good chance that I just by taking accountability, I've disciplined and conditioned myself to not make that mistake again.
Yeah.
So anyways, Obi, it is already 4 p.m. and I always close with 5 minutes with a little bit. Thank you, Mr. Wilson. I appreciate that. But
Right on time.
yeah, I always said it, man. I could have had a life, been successful, had the Walt Disney dream, which I wanted. I did want I wanted that Walt Disney dream, the little white fence, golden retriever, family, kids with a minivan. I wanted that dream, but I never got it. But I can tell you that when, if ever I go up or high, heavens or hell, I will whoever I meet, I will tell them I'm thankful. I'm so thankful for the life because I know I was able to that's what opened up my eyes. And there's when I hate the expression when we say each individual is unique. I understand that and I agree with it. Don't and like the but at the same time we're not. We're very familiar. Like I saw on the street, there's different type of people and within and different type of psychology within people and different intentions within people. But at the end of the day, yeah, for real, it comes out to two basic things: good and bad. That's all that matters when you're, that's all it comes down to. It's good and bad. So you can put at least a basket in those two things. And guys, I always finish. When I say help the homeless, it doesn't have to be the homeless. I'll tell you other things that bother me and that we don't talk a lot anymore. Like it's COVID period. If you're in a city where you're confined, call loved ones, you know, hey, and don't call them just like once, call them on a regular basis, give support to them. There's always ways and it will enrich you, like, call your grandmother and, not just that example, if there's a special event for somebody in your life and because right now of COVID, nobody's going to go see them, just call them, take the card, just go in front of their house, beep the horn with a sign, say I love you, happy birthday. Those moments last forever, and you die with them. You die with them in your heart. So with that, everybody, and thanks for tuning in. Thanks to the regs as usual. Thank you, of course, the entire TokenSmart family, because these guys make it happen. Vegas, baby. So we're looking forward. Let's hope this we can get this epidemic even more under control. So Vegas can be just absolutely. Everybody can go and be the bomb. We really want to say that. Yeah, since it was a little French flavor. Merci à tout le monde. Merci beaucoup. Écoute, moi-même, Magmaster, puis Omi, vous remercie d'avoir écouté. Ça a été un plaisir. Je devais faire un tour chez les collectionneurs un petit peu plus souvent. C'est une place
Oui.
absolument, c'est une place qui est agréablement remplie d'informations. Écoute, moi-même, des fois, il faut que j'y aille parce que je sais qu'ils ont des scoops que je ne peux pas pogner ailleurs. So, faites sûr d'y aller. So once again, everybody, thank you for joining the Sunday Confession. I hope you guys are doing well. Remember, so what I spoke about the project, I want to do it for the end of July, where we would each mobilize everybody in this community. We all go down in our local downtown area to distribute lunch bags. All right. I want to, break a record for the most lunch bag distributed in a day. Okay. I will build up that project and I want to see that happen. So once again, much love. 4 p.m. Magmaster here on this Sunday, wishing everybody a good week starting tomorrow. Be kind, be nice, love, lots of it, love all the way. You guys already know you are my joy on every Sunday, and I would never miss out on the podcast because I just enjoy being with you guys. So, like I said, reach out and touch faith.
Ciao.